To necessarily move? Well, it depends. Maybe we want to open the center line. If we're going to open the center line, we're going to move it that way. But if we're here, he could use the left side. We're going to ignore using the opposite side for a moment. Do an outward block. Okay, that may not make as much sense. We should be processing what we see as a danger and how do we deal with it. So Mr. Tracy always said, recognize the attack, neutralize the attack, and neutralize the opponent. Does everybody know that expression, those three words? Okay, never forget that. Your ability to defend yourself depends on you recognizing the attack. That's when you know you're in danger. So you recognize that an attack was coming. You neutralize the attack by blocking it, getting out of the way, running, creating distance, and then neutralizing the opponent. Well, we all know how to do that. We all know how to clobber each other. But recognizing the attack is the first and most important part. Oh, outside. So let's mess him up and let's make him do the wrong thing. Do a right outward block. Go.
I'm here.
Well, he wouldn't have never done that. But the point is, if he didn't recognize the attack, he would have done the wrong thing. So when we do these drills, we like to do them slow. You guys do drills like this? So he just changed up. The first time he just did this, he tried to do an inward block, and he didn't like it or he did an outward block, and he didn't like it as much, so the next time he did it, he changed it. When these quadrants and these zones are here, you have to figure out what to do and how to move them. What I want to do now is I want to do a specific block, and this block is a deflecting block. And what a deflecting block does is it's a way to move the punch to that side, to get to his outside. If I want to go to the inside, I'm going to go here. But I want to get to the outside because I think I want to be over here right now. So I'm going to work on how do I safely get to the outside. So, well, I can do an inward block. I can do an outward block. Well, you saw the problem with the outward block is it kind of was jammed. But what if I do an inward and outward block? And not an inward outward block like a windmill block. Do it again. I'm not talking about a windmill block. I'm talking about a deflecting block where that's the motion that I did. And what I attempted to do here is say I want a deflecting block, but I'm having a problem with the deflecting block. So I do a prep block. Oh, look at that. It's a perfect position for a deflecting block. Why did I want the deflecting block? What did I do next? Somebody saw it.
Grabbed it. Took his stability away from him.
How? How did I do it? And which way did he go?
Forward.
And?
Downs.
And down. So, yeah, this is what happened. Came, I went up, I went down. Where does chin go?
Forward.
What's my next move? Maybe. But yeah, that's kind of what I did. So what I like about deflecting blocks is the ability to process it. And I use it like I think about like a wood chipper or a food processor. Everything comes in, you grind it up, you spit it out. In slow motion, what I did is I did a prep block. I did a perfectly straight motion. Not this. Push down. This is weak. This is weak. This is where I am. Then I wanted to pull down. Now if I lift my elbow and pull down, resist. This is weak. None of us have this deltoid that can do this. But he can't stop this. Because I'm tight to my body and I'm using my tricep to pull down. So when this punch comes in and I'm here, I don't actually have to do the next move. I didn't have to pull down. I can just attack. But I like to pull down because of the effectiveness of it. And besides moving him, who else moved? You see, what happened here was I didn't just slow motion. I didn't just do this and say, come to me. I do this. I always think everyone's bigger, stronger, and harder to move than me. I just assume that. If you're a bigger, stronger guy, you may not understand that because everybody gives in to you. But when you're smaller, you can't expect your Kempo can't be based on you being stronger than everyone else. If it is, there's a quick ceiling that you're going to hit when you hit the stronger person. So don't make your Kempo about being stronger, make it about being more elegant in your movement. Slow motion. So not only did I do this, what made it go down? Just my arm strength? What else? What are forces?
Hip turn, maybe?
What's that?
Turning your hip?
Yes, but think about all the forces that I could use to make him go down.
You grounded yourself to pull,
Yes.
centered yourself.
And when I pulled myself that way, which way did he go? This way. So I didn't have to be stronger than him. If I just use strength, resist. So heck with that. Give in. Let him use his strength against himself. So this is the cool thing about this deflecting block. Get on my wrist. What movement am I doing? No,
Cross and tail.
Not what technique?
Deflecting block.
I'm doing a deflecting block. No, don't think windshield wiper. This is windshield wiper. Don't think this for crossing Callan. Any resistance he puts in, it just stalled out. You just had frozen ice on your windshield wiper and it didn't work. Instead, what muscles do I have that are the strongest for contraction? Your bicep. So your bicep isn't being used here. Your bicep is being used here. Put your left hand on your bicep and pull it toward you. Feel it muscle flexing? So when he grabs me, if I can pull my bicep toward me, or pull him toward me by flexing my bicep, he can't stop that. That's my deflecting block. It's the same motion that I could do. If the punch came from the side, other hand, by the way, great lesson right there. What did I want him to do? What hand did I want him to throw?
Right.
What hand did he throw? Did I tell him to throw his right?
Oh, yeah. No.
It's not his fault. As an instructor, you have to be very careful when you tell an opponent to do something. You just throw your left. Okay, punch. Oh, I get hit. Anybody ever have that happen to them? So what is your goal then when you give somebody instructions? What should it be?
Be clear. Yeah.
No, I don't agree with being clear. I agree with staying neutral and don't expect them to do what you think you told them to do. Because it's better training for you to just see what bubbles out and deal with it. So in that case here, that wasn't on purpose. I was waiting for right. He threw left. I didn't say you did it wrong. I processed it, defended it, and then said and blame myself for giving poor instructions. What was I trying to get you to do? A punch from the side.
With the right hand.
Yep. So there's the deflecting block. Now all these techniques that we know off of what we call a brush block, I'll do more brush blocks though. Those are brush blocks. Everybody have a brush block? Some of the lower belts may not have learned them yet, but a brush block is like, hey, you know, where the right punch comes in, and we go, boom. There's your brush block, and then we hit stuff. But the brush block is almost the same as a deflecting block, except the brush block comes toward us, and the deflecting block goes up. The advantage of coming up is we can come down. If you do a brush block to a punch coming to the side of you, what's your main strategy? What's your main goal?
Not get hit the first
Get past
time.
you without getting hit.
What was the first
Get
part?
past you without getting hit.
Yes, but why okay, throw a right punch. I didn't get hit. Why did I do a brush block instead of doing that?
To get behind him.
Get behind him. So in fighting, we have strategies and tactics. The strategy is your overall plan. I want to get behind him. The tactic is what little tool am I going to use to get behind him. So when that came in, and here's the scenario. It's you, and I don't know who's going to swing first, and it turns out to be him, and after my position is I get behind and get out of the circle. I can't stay here and do this stuff all day. No, I mean, I'm not making fun of that. I'm saying we have techniques that teach us to stay there. But when you're encircled, your job is to cut your way through the circle. And on the way out of cutting your way through the circle is take and destroy something. Now, hopefully, he's out for a moment. Now the remaining 2 or 3 people might circle me again. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to attack the weakest part, or the biggest person, or the easiest opening. Back up for a minute. To start off with, we're gonna have everybody do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is ready for the strike. 2, 3. What was the rhythm? That's it. Ba-dum, ba-dum. And the cool part about that rhythm is the pause is to make sure that I should go somewhere else with it. So after this first movement, I might have had to do something else. Because we shouldn't have a finite plan. We should be looking for openings. But when done properly, and this is going to be your follow-up. Ridge hand, palm, punch, knee. It almost doesn't matter. Don't get fixated on how to neutralize your opponent. Get fixated on how to neutralize the attack. I want you to think about that for a moment. The reason why I want you to think about it is we fixate on how to chop people lots of times. Kempo loves to smack people around. He steps in, and I go, Chinese, I'm sorry, I'm going to do 7 swords. Man, that felt good. But how was my block? I don't know. He wasn't trying to hit me. He didn't really try to take my head off. So I don't know how good my block was. I just know that he stood there and let me wail on him, and I really loved it. So, if we really want to be smart about learning to block, maybe we should spend more time blocking. Here's what Nick is going to do. He's going to step forward his right foot and stop my arm. 2 hands. Open hands. He feels like, yeah, no big deal. I can block him. Do you do that in your school? Don't answer it out loud. Just think about it. Give yourself the confidence to say, I'm not afraid of being swung at. And then when you do that, then you earn the right to worry about how to chop them at the end. Right, so everybody line up.